everyone, and welcome back to the Lucas Tribune podcast. Here's our top story. Return to office policies, a necessary step for workplace culture, or a massive misstep that's costing companies their best talent. The recent firing at Ubisoft over this exact issue has the entire gaming industry questioning everything we thought we knew about the future of work.
That's such a fascinating case to examine because it really captures this pivotal moment we're in. The way it exploded from an internal dispute to an industry-wide conversation is remarkable.
Well, let's break down what actually happened here. Ubisoft, one of gaming's biggest publishers with franchises like Assassin's Creed, announced this mandatory return to office policy. According to industry surveys, nearly 87% of game developers reported being equally or more productive working remotely during the pandemic.
So, what exactly triggered this whole controversy?
A developer spoke up about the policy on social media and internal forums, questioning why the company was forcing this change when remote work had been so successful. Ubisoft's response? Immediate termination, citing policy violations and disruption.
That seems like such an extreme reaction in today's workplace environment.
You know what's really interesting? When we look at other major tech companies, we're seeing completely different approaches. Microsoft implemented a hybrid model that's actually increased employee satisfaction by 42%, according to their internal surveys.
And how are other gaming companies handling this transition?
Well, that's where it gets fascinating. Companies like Bungie and Electronic Arts have adopted flexible policies where teams can choose their work arrangement based on project needs. They're reporting a 35% reduction in turnover since implementing these policies.
The contrast with Ubisoft's approach is pretty striking.
Right. And here's what's really concerning. Industry analysts estimate that companies with strict return to office mandates are seeing up to 50% higher resignation rates compared to those offering flexible options.
That must be creating some serious ripples throughout the industry.
Oh, absolutely. According to recent data, 76% of game developers now say workplace flexibility is a top priority when considering job opportunities. That's up from just 30% pre-pandemic.
So, what do you think this means for the future of game development?
Well, we're already seeing some interesting shifts. Several indie studios have gone fully remote and are reporting cost savings of up to $12,000 per employee annually. Plus, they're able to recruit talent from anywhere in the world.
That's making the traditional office-centric model seem pretty outdated.
You know what's really telling? A recent industry survey showed that companies with flexible work policies are completing projects on average 15% faster than those with strict in-office requirements.
Those numbers really challenge the assumption that in-person work is always more efficient.
Exactly. And here's another surprising stat. Companies with hybrid or remote options are seeing a 28% increase in diversity in their hiring pools. That's huge for an industry that's been struggling with representation.
The economic implications of these policies must be significant too.
Well, let me share something interesting about that. Companies enforcing strict return to office policies are spending an average of 23% more on recruitment and training due to higher turnover. That's millions of dollars that could be invested in game development instead.
These findings really make you wonder about the real motivations behind these mandates.
Yeah, and what's particularly interesting is that 82% of gaming industry executives cite maintaining company culture as their primary reason for wanting people back in the office, but only 31% of employees feel that office presence significantly impacts culture.
So, what should companies take away from this whole situation?
The data really tells the story here. Companies offering flexible work arrangements are seeing 44% higher employee satisfaction scores and a 39% increase in productivity. But beyond the numbers, it's about understanding that the workplace has fundamentally changed.
Sounds like adapting to these changes is becoming a matter of survival.
You know what's really going to be interesting to watch? How this affects the next generation of game studios. We're already seeing new studios being built from the ground up with flexible work models, and they're attracting some serious talent.
That could really reshape the competitive landscape.
Well, looking at current trends, analysts predict that by 2025, more than 60% of gaming companies will have adopted some form of permanent hybrid work model. The ones that don't adapt, they might find themselves playing catch up in a very different industry.
So in the end, this Ubisoft situation might actually accelerate these changes?
Exactly. Sometimes it takes a high-profile incident like this to push an industry toward necessary change, and the numbers don't lie. Companies that embrace flexibility are winning the talent war, delivering better games and building more sustainable businesses for the future.